A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, I am extremely happy to be amongst this august gathering and on a very pious issue, that is the quality standards in education. But I find myself in a position that to speak briefly and to touch upon this topic is something very, very difficult, because the quality standard in education is a broad area. And in fact, to focus upon the quality issues itself is something that we need to discuss many parameters. But my limitation is that I have to say something about the performance of learner. And performance of learner alone, to me, may not be the covering the entire gamut of the quality. That is one parameter, that is one indicator. That's what we believe. Performance, when we talk performance, what I'm going to talk with you is mainly the achievements. Our National Achievement Survey, which you all are aware, is a very popular study of the NCERT. And this was initially launched in 2001. And it was with the inception of the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan in this country. And with the kind of quality interventions which were thought of, planned under the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, along with that, this kind of achievement survey was also proposed. And the basic objective is exactly the same, what I am going to talk to you, and what the topic is, that performance of the children at various levels. I have few slides, if it is projected. In fact, this achievement survey, as I said, that it began in 2001. This was launched for class 3 level, class 5 level, and class 8th level. And the survey includes the well let down with scientific procedures. Okay, fine. Moving like this, no? Yes. Sorry for interruption. So they said that this was a study which was initiated in 2001, and it has an objective that the study of the achievement level of students in different subjects, as I say, performance. So it is subject-based, considering the subjects being offered at class 3 level, class 5 level, and class 8th level. So certain variations there. The, again, achievement, where we have taken with respect to gender, the social group, the urban and rural regions. And there are intervening variables which has also been studied, like the impact of the home, school, teacher, these factors. So this is not focusing only on the performance alone, but certain other intervening variables. So the sample and the administration of the test is done like that. As I said that 2001 we began it for class 3, class 5, and class 8. The cycles means that in order to complete the performance achievement studies, we require at least 2 years initially it took 3 years also, because we do it at all India level, all states, and then the states again districts, then from districts again schools. So the sampling procedure itself is a lengthy procedure, but with a lot of standards into consideration. So far we have completed 3 cycles, that is 1 and 2, 5 and 6, and 9 to 11, that is for class 5. Similarly for class 8 and class 3. The subjects, as I said, that the mathematics, language, and EVS, as you all know, for class 5, but for class 3 level, we have only mathematics and language. For class 8 level, it's also science and social science. The study includes the number of states, say that is visible. Then I said the districts accordingly. If I take class 3, in the first cycle, 29 states, second cycle, 32 states, so we are progressing. Now 34 states are participating in the last cycle, and then we have accordingly the number of districts, and then number of students are also shown, and teachers, schools and teachers. We also undertake this study in 3 steps, that is pre-operation, operation and post-operation, preparation, and a lot of discussion with the states, uniformly looking into the variations in their content, in the syllabi, and then trying to make a common core out of which, and that will be only included in preparing the test items. Then sampling is done and test is administered, and then after that analyzed. We have also improved further with the experiences and learning, and with the help of the certain international bodies. Earlier we were doing in a classical method where we take average, but then the 3rd cycle is improved one where we are calling it IRT, item response theory based assessment, where one can even go beyond to the mean, taking the item wise responses and analyze further that, say if you want to say mathematics, whether it is a number problem, geometry problem, or see day-to-day business mathematics. So even to that level, we have analyzed the things. As I said that urban, rural, total number of schools and students. Now I'm coming to the performance, which is the major things, where I say that a national average, if you see in the center, the national average of this is the result of the 3rd cycle. The national average is represented as 257 with very small mean of 0.5. Now this average is taken out of the score of 500. So the national average is around 50%. And then we have tried to see the states that above the national average and below the national average. And you can see that the upper one, where the arrow is upside, are all the above national average with lot of variations from 281 to 262 again. And there are states which are the below national average. So with this basis, we identify the first label, that the states where they stand. Similarly, we have done for, see that was for the language, for the mathematics again. So subject wise, and again you'll find that in the previous slide, in the language, it's not the same states. In mathematics, there are different states. So here again, that subject-wise interventions can be planned. So basic objective, as I said, that is to feed the policies, strategies in the states. So for that region, this kind of data, See, now for class 5, here again, because class 5 our coverage was maximum, but there were states which were less than 80%, we have not taken that. So the only 80% or more coverage states have been covered. So there are 20 states like that. Now in this again, we have taken the national average, and the scenario in the class 5, if you compare the class 3, is slightly lower. Now the reason that we said that this is the performance achievement test. The National Curriculum Framework, which came into 2005, and interventions based on the NCF which went along. It took some time to reach the states, and also the way of examination and assessment we have been doing so far, a lot of change has been suggested, and now that is being implemented to some extent. And here at class 3 level, we try to frame the items which are in tune with the new kind of assessment, that is continuous and comprehensive assessment. So based on that, when we went, if I go back to the data, then you find that a lot of states, they were performing well, but here at class 5 level, the scenario was changed. Similarly, you will find even for the class 8th level, the mathematics and language both stands in the same place, even for the environmental studies, with a little variation from state to state. And similarly for class 8th also. So this also is a matter of challenge, that the complexity of the concepts and the issues creates more challenges at various level, and there are a lot of factors which have been correlated. Is the one major one is the teacher's performance also. That at that level, especially in mathematics and science, a lot of reflections are there with this study. Same thing with the national average and the score. Science further declined. So we try to compare the things, the data which you can find is all available on our website of the NCERT. The entire data is available. We try to compare the first cycle, second cycle, and third cycle. The result for class 3, class 5, and class 8 is here. You can see upper panel. It is visible that at class 3 level, we have at least at par maintained things, but at class 5 and class 8 level, there is clear sign of decline, if you see the average of all 3 years. And then again, we have gone subject-wise. But the only thing which we have seen, that the difference between boys and girls, the difference between urban and rural has significantly removed. And the performance of the boys and girls are at par. The difference of the rural-urban is also almost at par. So this is what is the scenario, but the decline in the class 5 and class 8 is clearly visible. As for mathematics, but in the mathematics you can see the situation class 8 is further gone down. The third cycle is 32 only. Similar is the in the class 5 also. But class 3, as I said, that the interventions has worked, and we have separate data for that. Environmental studies. Science, the same thing, that class 8, you see, we are going down. A few variables which we analyzed, that positive attitude toward learning, getting help in studies, homework checked at school and home have positive association with the achievement of the students. That also we put a questionnaire, and the reports are like that. Positive association with the availability of equipment, say computer access, involvement of parents. Among the school-related variables, that again, the teaching aids and activity-based interventions, that has worked wherever. Now, way forward, we are looking at the qualitative and quantitative analysis for state-specific needs, because we have, as I said, that we have identified with each states, and detailed diagnostics have been provided. So now the government has also initiated with this report that each state, now they have started the state-level achievement surveys, and they are looking further on those issues and trying to identify the factors which are contributing for that. This is just an example that, see how test items were designed, where it's something like a distractor, we say that. See, the microscope is the one which is for the best instrument among all four to see the microorganisms. But there is a magnifying glass, there is a spect, and there is also a telescope. And we have seen that the option 3, which is for the microscope, is about 45%. Close to that, if you see, for the magnifying lens, is also 21, same. So, I mean, this kind of distractors were also used in the test items, and that has been analyzed, that really the where the application part is concerned, analytical aspect is concerned, that has been taken care. Similar thing is also with one mathematics example I have mentioned to you. Now, this is one example for the state-specific kind of result and intervention. I have given one high-performing states and one low-performing states example. Here is the one which is low-performing state, where you can see the national average is in the panel 257, where the performance in that language is 226, something like that in Chhattisgarh. Similarly for the mathematics also. So then further we have tried to analyze. As I said that this IRT has an advantage. We have gone into the further in the lower panel, that further in mathematics or in language, what are the various areas and where, what kind of deficiency or what kind of intervention can be planned. So this achievement in the mathematics or language, further analyzing provides some kind of, for the Damandiu, you see that they have done well, they have gone above the national performance. So again we have analyzed that the state can utilize and the peers can help in formulating the strategies and the interventions. So this is what all about performance and the achievements which is with us presently, which is open, which is, as I said, that available on the net. We are working with the states. We are trying our level best, but this is limited to the performance. Still, we are moving forward that this achievement survey is made more broadly but holistically, covering all aspects in a holistic manner, and few new improvements we are trying in our fourth cycle. This is what, in limited time, I have said to you. Thank you very much.